I started playing football in first grade for the Hudson Cobras. In second grade, I played for the Patriots in the SHA Screaming Eagles League. That's when I met my quarterback, Aiden Ferguson, who I still play with today. He's still my quarterback. And in third grade, I played for the Bucks, third, fourth, and fifth grade. My dad was actually my head coach, so he actually coached me throughout all my years. And I met a lot of friends there. I met Luca, Roman, PJ, a lot of people that I still play with today. And we're still playing last ride. Seventh grade year was my first year actually playing with like older guys, so it was a little scary at first. And then I started like trying to get friends with them, started to learn how to play with them. They taught me a lot. I actually played center my seventh grade year and my eighth grade year. So I played on the O-line just because of my size, and I was a little smaller, but I got the job done. In eighth grade, I was at Powell Middle School. We had Coach John Capel as our head coach, and he came in and took control of everything. We had schemes, we had offensive, defensive schemes, personnels, we had different formations, we had everything that was all organized and lined up. So we went undefeated that year. We went 8-0. We ended up beating Challenger 40-0 in the championship game, so that was a good cap off to end the eighth grade year.
Yeah, Craig came in. He played as a freshman on the JV, and actually he was going into his sophomore year on JV, and he got hurt. He broke his leg and was out for the year. So we have another injured guy that, and it really obviously it killed his football season. It also hurt his wrestling season. He's a good wrestler as well, and we like those football wrestler types because they they put in the work in the wrestling room, and it kind of makes them tougher because they're hand-to-hand combat. It's one-on-one, and we like those kind of guys. But starting out, he was just a little guy, wrestler / football guy. Played a little bit of fullback, a little bit of linebacker for us.
Freshman year was a little different. Obviously, entering a new school, you have seniors around you. They're 6 foot tall, 300 pounds. They're a lot bigger than you. So it's a little scary at first. And once you start to play, I mean, they have the different levels. You have JV and varsity. So obviously the younger guys, the newer guys are on JV just to learn the systems and the schemes and stuff. But JV year, on my freshman year, I played fullback actually. So I was on the offensive side of the ball. So that was kind of like a good scheme for me to learn the offense and learn what we like to do on offense. And in sophomore year, we had Coach John Capello again come in as a Springstead JV coach. And then that was the quarantine year, that was the COVID year. So in the beginning of the year, varsity team all got quarantined and JV didn't. So JV was out practicing while varsity's at home, kind of doing whatever. And when the day varsity came back, we had like a joint practice, a little like walkthrough practice, I guess. And then we were running an offensive play. It was my last year at fullback, running an offensive play, and I got tackled weird, and I broke my right leg. Actually, I had to get surgery, and it ended my sophomore year. I couldn't play football. I couldn't wrestle in the winter. I couldn't do anything. So then that was kind of like my motivation to come back junior year and start to learn different positions so I can be versatile on both sides of the ball. During that process, my parents were great. They were always supporting me, giving me tips of what I could do to kind of fly past the time of me being injured because I couldn't do anything physically, but I can do stuff mentally. I can go watch film, I can learn the playbook on huddle, and I can do other things off the field that I couldn't do on the field.
Craig's really grown in the last couple of years. He started about half the time for us last year at inside linebacker. He's an undersized kid for an inside linebacker, but he's got the toughness, and that's what we're looking for, the toughness, the instinct, and I don't care how big or small you are. If you're tough, and you could kind of sift through all that traffic, and the way he does, he's fine. He does a great job. He's got a great motor. He doesn't get tired. He doesn't really say much. He doesn't talk a whole lot. But he's, if Aiden's the smartest guy on the offense, Craig's definitely the smartest guy on the defense. Like, he really takes the time to study the playbook and study the opposing team's offense. And there was times in the last couple of years, last year, where we had guys that had to go out with COVID. And he's like, Coach, I'll do it. And all of a sudden, he's a tight end. Coach, I'll do it. All of a sudden, he's a full coach, So all he had to do is kind of study it a little bit, and he was ready to go. So he's awesome. He's that guy that'll do anything for you.
Junior year comes around, we're in the spring. I'm still a little coming back from my injury. So I'm so excited, but it's a little tough coming back from an injury, especially with the lower leg of your body. So I'm coming back trying to learn stuff in the spring, trying to get stuff physically on the field and learn offense and defense. And then once season comes around, we have injuries, different positions. We have quarantine, so I'm coming in playing linebacker week 3 of the Nature Coast game, and so I'm starting linebacker. I wasn't expecting that to be starting linebacker that game. So I come in at week 3. We ended up losing the game, but it was my first test in a varsity level game where I can actually play and realize that I can play with the big guys and I can succeed on the field with these people. And then happened again in the Crystal River game. Starting linebacker got hurt on the initial kickoff of the game, so I come in. I'm playing linebacker again. Me and Jordan Novometsky, we're dominating the field. We ended up winning that game, so that was a good game for us. And then just to finish off the year, they nicknamed me the Swiss Army knife just because I knew all the positions and everything on the field. So I kind of played a little bit everywhere, but linebacker is my main focus.
This year, his senior year, he's going to be a full-time starter for us. I expect big things. I expect splash plays, tackles for loss, getting through on some blitzes and getting home on the quarterback, and hopefully creating some turnovers. I mean, that's our number one thing that we want to do on defense is really we want to score and create turnovers. So hopefully he does, has a couple of turnovers and at least one score on, 6 points on the defensive end. If you score 6 on D, usually more often than not you win those games. So I expect big things from him. He's a good leader, leads by example. Like I said, he's not all that vocal, but very smart, and that's what makes him even better player. Is that he's able to read defenses or offenses. He knows what the offense is going to run or what formation they like and their tendencies, and he's there, quicker than a lot of people just because he's able to read it and decipher it faster.
Now we're entering senior year. We're just getting ready to learn the new offense and the different schemes and stuff we have on defense now. And this is our last year with our friends that we've been playing with for 7, 8, 9, 10 plus years. And the last year for all of our parents to watch us all play together. It's going to be a really fun, exciting senior season, explosive, a lot of fun, a lot of action. So for us to do it one last time with all my friends, all my family, all my fans that support me, support the team, it's going to be one great last ride.